Hello, everybody. Hi. Hey, my name's Carolyn. I'm from the Wreath Room, and today I'm going to show you how I made this pretty pastel Easter wreath. It's really simple and easy to make, so I'm going to walk you through it today. But first, let's say hi. I've never done a YouTube live before, so this is first for me. So I'm not even sure if it's working. I don't even know if I can watch it while it's going. Let's see. Okay, well, anyway, we'll just get on with it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I made that beautiful Easter wreath. It's really simple. It's made with only 3 different components, plus a 14-inch grapevine. So let's go over it. So this is the wreath base. It's a 14-inch grapevine. I've cleaned it up a little bit. And then I'm going to use 1 white hydrangea bush. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blossoms on it, which is really cool. Look how pretty they are. It looks pretty just like that. But they are silk, so you don't have to be afraid about putting them outside if you want to put this wreath on your front door. And then I have this mixed or variegated purple hydrangea. So this comes as a bush, and it has 3 stems. I'm only going to use 1 stem, so I'm just going to use 1 little piece right here for this wreath. And then I got in these beautiful Easter picks that are full of wildflowers and pastel eggs, and it's really awesome. But look how nice that is. So we're going to use that as well. I'm going to cut this up in a million pieces to make this wreath, so bear with me. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I have my wire cutters and my glue gun, and let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's put this out of the side, is I'm going to cut up my hydrangea. So how is everybody doing today? I'm very excited about being able to go live on YouTube. I usually go live on Facebook or Instagram, and this is new for me. So I cut all of those off of the main stem, and then I'm going to cut these like this. So I have my leaves, which we're going to use, and then my blossom. So I'm going to do that on all of the stems. All right, so I have 5 little blossoms, and then I have 5 little leaves. Now, the leaves, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I'm pushing the leaf up, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the ends so they don't come off. Otherwise, they'll all just kind of come right off that pick. We don't want that. We don't want your wreath falling apart or blowing off, pieces of your wreath blowing off in the wind, do we? So that's a no-no. And then we're just going to let those dry for a minute. Before we put them on in the wreath, because they're the first step, are my little leaves here. Okay, so that's done. So just so you know, when I do my, when I make my wreaths, I use Gorilla Glue for the hot glue, because they say it holds up to higher temperatures. So if you put this on your front door, hopefully the glue won't melt in the high heat. So that's why I use the Gorilla Glue. Used to use the regular glue, and a lot of people complained that their wreaths would fall apart because the glue would melt, which is crazy because that's pretty hot on the front door. Yeah. So I'm going to trim this a little bit, but the first thing I'm going to do is put my leaves all around my wreath base. So I have 5 of them, so I'm going to make sure that I spread them around evenly around the wreath. I'm gluing every single stem so that none of them fly away. So all you guys that are already done YouTube videos, if you have any advice, please let me know, because I have never done them before and I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. So I'm just putting these evenly around the wreath. I'm making the stems go in with the grain of the wreath. And I'm trying not to have them poke out the back. But if they poke out the back, I'm going to look when the wreath is done. I will trim them off. So there we go. So I have 5 leaves, or 5 sets of leaves all around my wreath. So the next step is I'm going to take my little hydrangea bundle. Hey, hi everybody. Oh, now I can see everybody. Oh, this is much more fun than Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to add my hydrangea blossoms, putting a little glue on each one, and I'm going to put them right on top of those leaves, because I want the hydrangea to be sitting right in the right inside the leaves. I'm going to move this guy a little bit because he's too close to the one in front of him. So I'm going to move that guy a little bit down here. All right, look at all, hey, I wish I could see everything. I can't see that far away. So I've been trying to look into some streaming services so that I can stream and see everything on my laptop. I've seen a lot of wreath makers who have a big screen TV or monitor, or whatever you want to call it, and they can see themselves on it, and they can see all the comments without having to take their glasses off. I need a setup like that. If anybody knows how to do that, let me know, because I get very frustrated with just using my phone to do lives. I really need to focus on improving my lives. So anyway, I'm putting all of my hydrangea right on top of my leaves, so you can see that like that. So I've only had a YouTube channel for the Wreath Room, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months. And I've already got 78 followers, which I didn't even try very hard to get followers. So that's awesome. So I'm excited about that. So where are you guys all from? Let me know where you're from. We're in New Hampshire. I'm in Londonderry, New Hampshire. And we got a ton of snow. And today, it actually is kind of pleasant out. It's not freezing like it's been. It's been so cold. Okay, so now I have my white hydrangea and leaves. And now it is time to take all of this apart. Excuse me. So this is going to take a minute. So I'm going to separate all of these so that I can put them on the, sometimes they just rip apart, other times they don't. Need a little box cutter to open that up a little. There we go. So I'm going to actually separate most of this because it's easier to put the smaller stems around the big hydrangea instead of, like, bulky. So I decided to separate them all and do them all individually. So bear with me while I do this. This is a really pretty, it's kind of like a wildflower, pastel wildflowers. All right, let me cut the eggs off. Let me do that first. I'm gonna cut all the eggs off. Look how pretty those eggs are. There's like that robin's egg blue, and then a little pink, and then there's a purple one. So how many of you out there are wreath makers? Let me know. I'd love to find out. I've only been actually I've been making wreaths for a long time, but as part of a store that I used to have called Revive Furniture, and now I opened the Wreath Room because we were supposed to be retiring, and but I decided I wanted to continue working with the flowers that I used to carry in my store, so now that's why I have the Wreath Room. All right, so now I'm taking apart these. Look how pretty those berries are. So I'm going to take all the berries apart. So I think I'll end up with 4 or 5. I might steal some berries from another stem. Let's see. Okay. So let me trim those up a little. So for those of you who have been on YouTube for a long time, how long did it take you to grow your following so that you could do all of the special things? Which I'm not even sure what they are, but like get monetized and that kind of thing. All right, let's see. So I am going to steal one from another pick. All right. There we go. All right. So I have four of the, I'm going to leave that on there. It's holding it. Oh, nope, there we go. So I have 4 of the beautiful berries. Now I'm going to separate all of the wildflowers. So let's see. Do this. I think I'll keep that one like that. Need a little trim. Put that there. Okay. See, I have like these little clusters. They're easier to work with around the hydrangea because the hydrangea is so big that it's easier to put these in and around the hydrangea when they're not so bulky. So let's pull this apart. Let me see, I gotta cut this back. I need a new blade. All right, we'll just do this. There. Gonna get rough with it. All right, so we got that. Get this guy. Now I do one more. Okay. I'll trim this. Okay, so let's see. Let me look at my wreath here. Okay. I'm going to take this one step further. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Okay, so I have all my components now. I'm going to move these aside and get my wreath out. I'm gonna start adding these guys around. Let me see, I'm gonna see if there's some that are thicker. I'm gonna add the thicker ones first, or the bigger ones. All right, there we go. Okay, so I've got 4 that kind of look like this. So I'm gonna spread them out, put some glue on them, and I'm gonna go in between all the hydrangeas. I'll show you what it looks like so far. Okay, there's that. Trim this one up a little bit. Ow, that really hurts. All right, we have this guy. Sometimes I like to bend this so it curves up off of the grapevine, because I don't want everything to be flat on top of the grapevine, because then it doesn't have as much visual interest. You don't want everything flat. Okay, so now I'm going to add. So pretty. I love the pastel colors. So I put that right there. So now you can see it coming along. I love the wildflower look on this one. So now I'm going to try to put these kind of in between the others. So wherever I think that needs a little bit more fullness and more on the inside of the wreath base. Maybe not. I'm going to put these aside for a minute. And I'm going to add these guys first. So I have 4 of these, so I'm going to put these on the inside. Actually, I think I have 5 of them. So see, I put that right there. It's a little trim. This looks so pretty. I love how springy and wildflowery it looks. And it's so easy to make, and it only needs, you only have 3 components plus the grapevine wreath, the grapevine base. So money to make this wreath. Okay, so there you go. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to show you what I do with this guy. I'm going to take all of these little heads off. There's 5 of them. And then I have these I have these little wire stems that I have left over. I don't know if you can see it, from some other projects that I did. So I'm going to put a little glue on here. And then I'm going to put a little stem inside and put it aside so it'll dry. And I'm going to do that on all 5 of them. Going to cut this one in half. Boy, my glue gun needs to be cleaned. It's a mess. That's one thing I kind of forget about doing, is paying attention to my glue gun. All right, so that's all set. And now I'm going to add the little hydrangea next to the big hydrangea. Wherever I see a little space that needs something. Okay, there's one. I need a little milk glue on that one. So see where I'm adding them? Right next to the hydrangea. So let's see. This one I'm going to put down here. I love this wreath. It's so pretty. I'm actually going to add one more because I see a little space over here that I want to fill up, and I already have one made, so good. I'm glad I made extra. All right, so now I'm going to just zhuzh everything before I show you. I'm not quite done yet. All right, so here's what we've got so far. All right, so I still have some of these that I'm going to actually break apart even more. I'm going to add them in where I see there's some empty spaces, just to fill up some of the empty areas. And then after I'm done that, I'm going to add some eggs. And this guy is going to go here. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, I think I dropped one on the floor, or it's stuck under here. Did I drop one on the floor? Yes, I dropped one on the floor. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, put one. Okay, put one right here. I got a little stray I'm going to put over here. There. Okay, let me see where else. Then I'm going to put one right here. Need a little glue. A little extra glue down there. All right, so here's my wreath so far. Now I am going to add my little eggs. So I'm going to add the eggs where I see a little empty spot. Okay, let's start with the pink ones. There. I don't want them too far into the grapevine because I want them to peek out the top. I don't want them to get lost. So there's the pink ones. Now I'm going to do the blue. Do another blue over here. There, and now I'm going to do the purple. Okay. I might move this pink one. Nope. All right. Where am I going to put the purple one? Let's see. I'll put the purple one over here. There. Okay. That's it. Let me give her a little zhuzh. Okay. There she is. My pastel Easter egg wreath. So easy, so simple. And it's only 3 components. A white hydrangea bush, a purple hydrangea stem, and then my Easter stem. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And it was easy and fast. I only burned my fingers twice. So I hope you had fun watching me make this wreath. And if you'd like to see more of my videos or videos like this, let me know in the comments. So you can subscribe and like my channel. That would be great. And I'm gonna create more tutorials or wreath making videos in the future. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much. Have a great night.